Hello, this is Lucia with The Art of Love, and this week I would like to ask you, are you a bad dater? Because the fact is, if you're a bad dater, then you will not be in a relationship because the only way to be in a relationship is to date. You don't just go from meeting someone to instantly being in a committed relationship. So you have to go through the dating phase, but if you're bad at dating, it's going to be a lot harder to get into a relationship. So I'm going to give you some pointers about what does not work when you're dating to see if you're doing any of these. That way you can stop it. Okay, so the first one is talking about the ex. And by talking, I mean bashing the ex. And that's never a good idea because what you're doing is you're trying to bond with this person through negativity. And who wants to do that? Obviously, you have something bad to say about the ex, otherwise they wouldn't be your ex, you'd still be together. But that doesn't mean you have to say it, at least not at this point. So although you might be tempted, it's very tempting, well, he did this, well, she did that, well, he's a jerk, well, she's a bitch. All you're going to say at this point is, well, he's a great guy, or she's a great girl, and it just didn't work out. Yes, we're putting a spin on it. We're doing some PR because there's no need to go into it at this point. If you do get into a relationship with this person and they ask you again and you want to tell them, then fine. But there's no point in bashing the ex because it's just going to make you look bad. It's going to make you look like you're still not over them, like you're still bitter. And if you're calling your ex names, then the person that is listening to this is going to wonder if you're going to be calling them names if it doesn't work out with them. So definitely do not bash the ex on the first date or while you're dating. The next point would be turning the date into an interview. Now, this happens if you're really interested in the person. You have a lot of questions for them, and this happened to me recently. And the person just kept asking me question after question. And, I'm used to doing interviews from being on the radio and TV, and it felt the same way. In fact, I said, this feels like an interview. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make it sound like an interview. So, it's not going to cause someone to not want to see you again, but it's definitely a turn-off. So you want to have a conversation. It's like a tennis match. You hit the ball to their side, then they hit the ball to your side. So you ask them a question, they ask you a question. Because otherwise, if you just keep hitting balls over to their side, they're going to be like, whoa, 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 hold it, stop it. I haven't even thrown a ball over to your side, and you keep throwing 10 balls to my side. So be aware of that and make sure it's a conversation and not an interview. Another point, and I know I shouldn't have to say this, everyone's aware of this, but it still happens. It's always a good reminder, and that is being on your phone. Especially if it's a first date. You're supposed to be there to find out about the person, and your attention should go to them. Now, obviously, things do come up, and if it's an emergency, or if it's a family member calling, or something with work all of a sudden comes up, of course, everyone understands that. But I'm just talking about just constantly looking at your phone for no reason, taking calls for no reason, texting people back for no reason. If you're that addicted, then maybe you should just stay home with your phone. So stay off the phone. Another pointer would be looking at other people while you're on the date. And so this means, let's say you're having coffee or tea or whatever somewhere, your date's in front of you, people keep walking by, and you keep looking. Now, I have to admit, I have a tendency to do this, and I'm aware of it, and it's not even on purpose. It's almost like a visual ADHD or ADD, whatever, that I see things moving. It's like, oh, shiny object, shiny object. Oh, there goes someone, there goes someone. So it may not even be that I'm not looking for someone else, or that your date is looking for someone else. But just be aware that if you have a tendency to do that, like me, just don't do it. Just keep looking forward, look at your date, put on blinders. No one else exists at that moment, especially if you're a guy. Women want to feel special. Women want to feel like they're the only one. And so Women really will notice this. If you're looking at around other women, good luck getting a second date. Another pointer would be, and this actually ties into what I said about the interview style and the 20 questions. If you want to impress your date so much that you think, well, I'm going to tell her all about myself and I'm going to tell her everything good about me, and then she's going to be really interested in me, or he's going to be really interested in me, and then you go on and on and on, and the person can't get a word in edgewise, and they'll be like, damn, this guy's not interested in me, or she's not interested in me. She just wants to talk about herself. And this actually happened to me years ago, and it was actually funny because I met this guy, and he was talking. Well, I do this. I'm a movie producer. Well, rah, 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 rah. And I couldn't say. I would try to say one word, and then at some point he's like, "But enough about me. Tell me about you." I'm like, "Oh, finally." And I was just about to start, and he goes, "But wait, oh wait, I forgot." La 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 la, and then it goes on again. I was like, "Wow, how unaware can you be?" Of course, needless to say, I didn't want to see him again. So be aware of that. In that, if you're trying to impress someone with all your accomplishments, you're actually going to turn them off if you make it a monologue. And then finally, one last pointer would be discussing commitment right away. Now, we don't do that, do we? No, we don't do that. But I've heard it done, especially women who want to get married, who want to have children, and they say, well, I don't want to waste my time, and I'm going to tell them right away on the first date. Slow down. Guys know that women, yes, they probably will eventually want to get married, and if you're of childbearing age, you probably will want to have a child. You don't have to tell them that. I mean, you do have to tell them that at some point, but not on the first date, because then that looks like you're just looking for the father of your children, and you're not interested in this person in front of you. They want to know you're interested in them, not in finding someone who will give you children. So, as much as you might be tempted thinking, I don't want to waste my time, you will be wasting your time if you keep mentioning on the first date, because most guys are going to be turned off, so you're going to keep going on first dates, no one's going to call you back, and you're going to wonder why, and you are going to be wasting your time. Whereas if you would just calm down, wait a while, have them get to know you and see how wonderful you are, and then when you bring up children, then they're like, yeah, I could possibly see myself having children with this woman, as opposed to they just met you. They don't know if they want to have children with you. They barely know you. So calm down with that. Now, there's a lot of other things that people do wrong on first dates. I could go on and on forever, but I won't. So these are some of them. So if you need any help with your dating, or with getting an ex back, or with any other aspect of love, dating, or relationships, you can reach me at my website, theartoflove.net. And if you're listening to this on iTunes, I would really appreciate it if you would rate and review the podcast. That way it can get more ratings, and that way more people can find out about it, and we can help more people. Yes, we, you and I. And in the meantime, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.